Today we are going to see about friction. We have two types of friction. One is static friction, another one is kinetic friction. Assume a solid body is there. Now you are applying impending motion. So what will happen? Once you are giving a impending motion or a force applied to this body, the moment you apply the force or impending motion, the moment you apply that force, what happens is the static friction comes into picture and tries to oppose that motion. So impending motion means if the static friction is not there, then this object might have moved because of this force. So impending motion of the body is opposed by static friction. When external force exceeds the maximum limit of static friction, the body begins to move. Assume this is having 10 Newton and the static friction, the force up because of static friction is say 9.9 Newton. So this is 10 Newton. So what will happen? Once this F exceeds Fs, the body starts moving. Assume this is 10 Newton. This is say 9.9 Newton. So once this force exceeds this 9.9, this body starts moving. That means the force applied has exceeded or is greater than the static friction, therefore it starts moving. See, one important point you should note that is when there is no applied force, there is no static friction. If you don't apply any force to that body, then the static friction will not comes into picture. It will be, this body will be at rest. The moment you start applying force, the static friction comes into picture, and once if this force is greater than the static friction, the body starts moving. So once it starts moving, we come to this domain which is called kinetic friction, Fk. So now the body is started moving and the body is moving in this direction and kinetic friction is acting in the opposite. So two forces are opposite in nature now. Therefore we have relative motion. Once the body is in motion, it is subject to sliding or kinetic friction, which opposes relative motion. So this kinetic friction will try to oppose the relative motion between the force applied to the object or the body. So this kinetic friction will apply that force. So generally if you see, the kinetic force, the kinetic friction is generally less than the static friction, because if a body is in static, then the amount of force you have to give, definitely it will be greater. But once the body started moving, it is going to experience only kinetic force, so it will be lesser. Therefore kinetic friction is less than the static friction. One example I can say, suppose in a bicycle, okay, you have a bicycle, now you have to pedal, okay, pedal, and assume when it has rest and somebody is seated, say your brother or sister is seated at the back. The first pedaling, when you start the motion, you have to overcome the static friction. So you will be giving enormous force on the pedals so that the bicycle starts moving. But once it starts moving, you are not going to give that much force for pedaling the bicycle. That means when a body is at rest, the force required to move that body to overcome the static friction is high, whereas to overcome kinetic friction is less. That's why we always say kinetic friction is less than the static friction. That is the maximum value of the static friction. Okay. Now we have defined what is static friction. Maximum, static friction maximum is equal to mu s into n. Okay. Now mu s is nothing but coefficient of static friction. Okay. And n is the normal force. Okay. So mu s is the coefficient of static friction and n is the normal force. So the static friction is always less than or equal to mu s into n, that is normal force multiplied by mu s, coefficient of static friction, and this coefficient of static friction depends on the surface where the body is linked with or is in contact with. Okay, so the maximum value of the static friction can be which is equal to mu s n, that's what is given here. When you come for kinetic friction is equal to mu k into n. What is mu k? Coefficient of kinetic friction. Once again, this coefficient of kinetic friction depends on the surface of contact, and n is the normal force. So when the body starts moving, you have relative motion. That means a force is applied in this direction and the kinetic friction is acting in the opposite. That means these two forces are acting in relation with one over the other. So when the body is moving, we experience a relative motion. Therefore, you know that force is equal to difference of force is equal to mass into acceleration. Therefore, acceleration is equal to this force F or impending motion force minus kinetic force divided by m. So what happens is, for constant velocity, F is equal to Fk. That means the impending motion or the force that is applied to the object is equal to the kinetic force for constant velocity. So suppose if F is 0, the impending motion is 0, then we have the acceleration as minus Fk by m. That is kinetic friction divided by m. That will be the value if F is 0. So that's all about friction. Hope you have understood the basics of friction, and we have two types of friction, static friction and kinetic friction. And we have seen that kinetic friction is always less than the static friction. And we have discussed about acceleration with respect to when the body is in moving conditions. So when relative motion, acceleration is equal to F minus Fk by m, but when F is equal to 0, minus Fk by m, that is acceleration is minus of this value. That means it is negative acceleration. The body will come to rest. For constant velocity, F is equal to Fk. That means this value will become 0. So that's all about this topic. Hope you have understood this topic. Thanks for watching. Nandri.